Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a quick review on the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Liquid Foundation. It looks like this. Um, this is around £27–28 here in the UK, and you get 30 mils. It comes in a light tube like this, which I think is great for travelling in, and oh, it's one of these squeezy tube ones. So easy to control the flow of foundation when you squeeze it out. I'm first going to read off what they have, or what they say on their box. It's got an SPF of 10. It's for all skin types, 15 hours of wear. The lightweight, comfortable makeup controls oils and stay vibrant and fresh throughout your active day. It won't clog pores, transfer resistant, won't melt off through heat or humidity, gives a sheer to medium coverage, and gives a natural finish, is oil free and fragrance free. So what I think of this foundation, let's just say it does everything that they have just said. It gives a sheer to medium coverage, not a full medium. So if you have hyperpigmentation, scarring, really dark circles, etc., you're going to need additional concealer. But for an everyday makeup, this gives a good sheer to medium coverage, slightly buildable. Wouldn't recommend with any foundation that you build on it too much, because you don't want that foundation look. But for me, this gives a good, natural, everyday finish. I've bought this around 2–3 weeks ago, and I've used it every day since, because I absolutely love this foundation. Like I said, does everything it states on the box. I haven't broken out while using this foundation. Bear in mind, I do have a really intense cleansing regime every evening, so 15 hours of wear. I wear this for a really long day every day. I work 7 days a week. I apply this depending on the day, 6 to 7 a.m. and I take it off around 7 to 8 p.m. And I think because I do YouTube video, I have a habit of checking out in the mirror before taking my makeup off what my makeup looks like at the end of the day. And for my foundation, it still looks perfect. Slight oil showing through in the T-zone, but nothing shiny or anything else. I actually look quite closely in the mirror to see that. So it controls my oiliness around the T-zones really, really well. And for those part of my face where I'm more oily, this foundation hadn't separated. It doesn't transfer throughout the day, not that I've seen. It doesn't melt away. Everything is still there in the evening. It gives a nice natural finish. It doesn't look matte on my skin even when I first applied it. It just gives a really nice natural finish, which again I love. The one thing about this foundation though is it does oxidize. Not a full shade darker, but at least half to 3/4 of a shade darker. So for anyone with paler skin, you might want to get a couple of samples of different shades and see how it works for you. Of course, how much it oxidizes depends on your skin type. I have oily combination skin. I'm assuming for someone with really oily skin, it might oxidize slightly more. But even then, I mean, someone else with oily combination skin might not see that it oxidizes as much compared to me, or it might oxidize more compared to me. So all that is dependent on your own skin type, and the only way you can get around that is go to the counter and ask for samples of around the shade that you think you are. And whether you need to mix shades or get the lighter shades, because come when it's oxidized, that shade suits you best. Obviously, it's up to you, and you need to do that. Saying that, my experience with Estee Lauder counters, don't get me wrong, their surface is really good, but they're not, from my personal experience, they're not the best at colour correcting you or colour matching you. So again, my advice is to go and get samples first. I mean, for the brand, £28, you know, for the brand, that's about average price for their foundation. But again, it's not cheap. So my advice always is to check out the samples, ask them for a 7-day sample, which they usually do, and give you it in a little container, and then use it for at least a good 4 or 5 days and see if it's actually suitable for your skin. So anyway, getting back to this, I chose this colour myself, I did all the swatches myself, got a couple of samples myself, and I find that Intensity 2 works for me, and I'm an NC25, so I think this suits perfectly for me. My body is slightly darker, so when it does oxidise, it still suits me, so I've got that advantage there. But getting back to the product itself, I went a bit long-winded there. I really love this foundation. It's a perfect everyday foundation for me. I still love my Bobbi Brown long wear even finish foundation, but that gives a fuller coverage, and I don't always need such a full coverage every day, but I use that because that's the only one that really worked for me and my skin type. So that's not being replaced, but for days when I don't need such a high coverage, this is definitely the foundation. And I would love to also test this out in the summer, where it's hotter. Granted, in the UK it only gets so hot, but yeah, I'd love to test this then as well, and hopefully it still gives me a perfect finish and stays on all day for that too. But yeah, like I said, love this foundation. Give it a try if you can or if you want to. Just a quick note, I have tried their actual double wear foundation as well, and to me, I really didn't like that foundation. I wasn't colour matched correctly. I looked really pink in the shade that they said suited me, and I didn't. I looked really pink. But aside from that, I just didn't like the feel of the double wear on my skin. It just felt a lot heavier. It creased a lot easier. And yeah, you can sheer foundations down, but I didn't see the point of that when you've got the light version anyway. So just wanted you to know that I have tried their double wear, their normal double wear as well, and it just didn't sit right for me. So that's my take on this foundation. If you have any questions, then just message me below and I'll get back to you ASAP on it. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!